Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined today by the new supervisor of the Rogue River Siskiyou National Forest, Molly Juillerat. Thank you so much for being here. Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's so first, we're recording this on July 3rd, and so this is your third day in the new role. Congratulations.
Thank
it's very
you.
exciting. You are no stranger to Southern Oregon. Tell us about your background.
Yeah, I grew up, born and raised in Klamath Falls, Oregon, and spent a lot of time in the whole Southern Oregon area. My dad still lives in Klamath Falls, and so this really does feel like coming home to me. I worked at Crater Lake National Park right out of high school, and then worked for the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management office out of Klamath Falls, and then moved around to a lot of different places. But
part of the business, your business, yeah. I should imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
so,
you even did some schooling at SOU.
Yep, I did some post-grad classes at SOU. So. Shout out to the KU Pelicans.
Yes, absolutely. Proud alumni here. That's fantastic.
Right. And just really happy to be back in this area. It's always been somewhere I've recreated, backpacked, mountain climbed, gone down the rivers, and so it's amazing, and I feel really honored to be back here as forest supervisor.
Well, it's fantastic. Special shout out to Dad, by the way. Congratulations on your daughter's good work. You are now in charge of 1.8 million acres of national forest land here in Southern Oregon. So obviously you guys have a lot going on all the time.
Yes.
You're taking over right now, and we got this big heat wave, the start of fire season. How important is fire season to your national forest?
That is what we're focused on right now. We've already had the one fire, the Upper Applegate fire. Mm-hmm. That was a great example of all the agencies coming together, Oregon Department of Forestry, Bureau of Land Management, and Forest Service coming together to contain that fire quickly in front of this heat wave. So as we move into fire season, we are ready. We have extra people around this weekend for the hot weather. And I realize this is going to be aired next week.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be there on Monday and Tuesday
they
as
will
well.
Be here. They'll be here throughout this summer when we when we need them. So
sure. And so when it comes to philosophy of like battling forest fires on national forest land, does that vary between the previous supervisor Merv George and yourself? Are you coming in with a whole new, we're not shouting out Merv here in any bad way, but do you come in here with your own plans on how to do things, or is there something a playbook, if you will?
I know that the Rogue River Siskiyou has had a very good reputation of working closely with partners, being aggressive on an initial and extended attack, and that's not going to change under my watch. What I have in mind is what I think is our Forest Service and our firefighter rule is it's firefighter safety and public safety first, and I don't see anything changing that way under my watch.
Okay, very good. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Yeah.
We'll have much more with Molly in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Klamath Union High School alumni, Molly Juillerat, the new supervisor for the Rogue River Siskiyou National Forest. We were talking before a little bit about the change in leadership as you're now taking over 1.8 million acres of federal forest land. What role does the supervisor play when there are fires on your national forest?
Yeah, so as forest supervisor, I'm also an agency administrator, and that's actually a different qualification, but
not a firefighter, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So as agency administrator, I'm responsible for kind of that overall strategic guidance around wildfires. So meeting with the incident commanders locally here early in the season to talk about my intent for how we aggressively and safely have initial attack and extended attack, and then if there was to be a fire team coming in, I provide direction and strategy working with that incident commander and that fire team on the forest. So
sure.
That's the responsibility that you have as a agency administrator and often as a forest supervisor.
And as we talked about in commercial break, we hope for the best and we prepare for the worst, right?
Exactly.
Yes. So talking about prep when it comes to these kind of things, we hear especially the politicians love to talk about fuel loads and getting in there. Is that something where you can kind of put your stamp on the forest? You can maybe get more aggressive in the winter and fall when there are times to remove some of those loads?
Yeah, so just this year we've already treated about 11,000 acres 1,100 acres using prescribed fire and pile burning. That's a good step. There's a lot more that I think we can do, and I know talking to the fuel specialists, the district rangers, we have several projects that I'm really excited to move forward where we can treat fuels before wildfires happen in important places near communities and other values that we want to protect from wildfires. So I think we have a lot of opportunities working with partners, working with other state and federal agencies to work across boundaries, since fire doesn't pay attention to boundary lines. And so I'm really excited to get some of that work started and going as soon as we can.
Sure, and what about recreation opportunities? It sounds like the forest is trying to boost those up for people.
Yeah, so it's a giant forest, lots of campgrounds, lots of trails, amazing rivers, and there's a lot of infrastructure that's old that needs to be worked on. Recognizing that, the forest has actually hired a lot more folks in the recreation department than we've ever had before, and so we're working really hard to get campgrounds open, to get trails accessible, working with partners to work on trails and other recreation sites. So something that we recognize is important to people. That's how a lot of people see the forest, is doing their favorite recreational activity.
Yeah, well, we certainly hope they're safe out there. Again, congratulations on the new role. Welcome back to Southern Oregon.
Thank you.
Great to see you. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.